this Growth Engine Daily, I want to talk about enhancing your recruitment process. And I've got a few strategies and tips about some new technology that's on the marketplace that allows you to do this type of thing. And just really, what's the benefit of adopting what I would say video interviews right up front? Well, number one, it's going to set your company apart, and number two, it's going to remove the lottery out of hiring people, then finding out after the event that they may or may not be the right fit. So before we build up, what I want to do is just talk through what the traditional recruitment process is. Now, you already know that, but for reference points, for people just getting started, who's maybe new to HR or people, or people management, culture management, just want to say, well, think about it. People, you post a job online, people respond. Sometimes they upload a file CV, they may send it in directly to you, depends on the mechanism. You're reading that black and white, they may or may not put a picture on there, but you're taking a very historical black and white sort of picture. Sure, a lot of apps like Read and Indeed have screening questions, but they're laced with bias to a degree because you're asking those screening questions, and you can be sort of prejudgmental if they don't quite meet the criteria. Sometimes those pre-screening questions that I've seen that employers write aren't that well written, and they're left up to a little bit of ambiguity. Now, is that out of trying to be clever to try and catch the people out, or is it to test the mental agility of people to make sure that they're competent and fit the skills that you need? So it does depend on the job role, of course. If you're looking for a CEO or you're looking for an entry-level apprentice or anywhere in between, there's going to be different criteria. But here's a few tips that we've started doing. And also I want to give a shout out to a new piece of technology that's on the marketplace called Sheila.io. That's going to allow you to do some, if not all, of these sort of strategies. So think about it. Next time you've got your job that you want to recruit, why don't you put a landing page up there or use Sheila.io or something like that and ask the person who's applying to do a video sort of resume or CV. So I come on, hey, my name's Mike Midgley, I'm CEO at the Success of our Growth Engine. This is my background, this is my key skills, my key attributions, this is the results that I've got. And if you scope that out into categories by segments, who they are, what their achievements are, what the skills, what's the great achievement, what do they need development with, what are they, then you could ask those questions, those screening questions, and get people to click a button, record it, and that comes straight in. First and foremost, the people who take the time to do the recording are the ones who are seriously interested. So we've all had them. You put a job advert out there, people respond, and then you chase them up, they never respond because they've applied for 50 jobs and they can't even remember what they've applied for. First and foremost, because it's going to take a little bit of effort, you're going to get rid of those people. Secondly, the people who fill those in, you're going to see them face to face, like me talking to you in the community. You're going to get my character, you're going to see all those little nuances. Am I animated? Am I a little bit, introvert, extrovert? You're going to see that. And ultimately, you're going to measure that against your culture. As we say, you hire for character and culture, and you train for skills. Unless you need a seriously high skill job, then both of those come in. But I'd much rather have somebody who's keen, fits our company culture code, where I can train them to sort of fit in, than have somebody who's super qualified for what we do, but it's a really bad culture fit. We've all heard the analogy, the rotten apple in the barrel. It spreads, and that's what happens. You might look around your office now, and if you do and you see somebody there, you don't have to call them out, but drop us a message below. Let's start a conversation. Are all your right people in the right seats? Are they all right fits? If they are, fantastic. And that's another subject altogether. The key thing I want to get back here is about video interviewing candidates. And naturally then, a second stage for that is, if you want to shortlist them, set up a call with them, have that chat, something about them. You could ask about family, friends, work, professional, a wide range of topics. And then, you're entering into, shortlist your recruitment. You're certainly going to shortlist those hires that then you find out after the event aren't a good culture fit. And what's that? If you're paying a recruitment fee at 10, 15, 20, 25, 30%, and the cost of that, and whilst a lot of recruitment companies might give you a free replacement or a percentage contribution replacement, isn't it better just to get it right? And just by doing video interviews and video CVs, you're going to get a lot more sort of feel for that candidate as if they're going to be a right fit and they've got the skills to demonstrate. Final point that I want to do is, if you've shortlisted the candidates through, and with people like Sheila.io where you can do video technology, that's awesome. You might also want to send them a link and some software like Vidyard or something like that, and you can check vidyard.com. That's vidyard.com. It's a free Chrome plugin, and you can send a link and where people can screen record them. Why not get the references in video format as well? If I want a job working for your company and I'm that keen, and I've got an old employer who's given me a reference, I went and said to him, look, the only way I can get this job, I need you to record me a quick video. So if you could talk to this camera and tell that, my new prospective employer what you think about me in glorious format, far better then, because a lot of references may or may not be legitimate. That's something that we've all come across. People put them down on the hope that maybe they don't get taken up or they don't respond. But if somebody actually comes on and says, hey, it's Mike Midgley at The Successor, and I'm giving a recommendation and a reference for employee X, they work for our company between this day and that day, and these were the key skills, these were the attributes. I highly recommend employee name, and if you'd like to reach out to me, you can do that on this number or this email address. Again, you're ensuring your way forward. Now, if the candidates won't do that and you can't get that, then that's a secondary point. You don't have to do video references, but certainly ask for them. If you just can't get them, then maybe you go back to the traditional route of writing to them or emailing them, or whatever that may be, or taking it at face value. The key aspect is the video recruitment strategy that I mentioned earlier. So if you want to check out things like Sheila.io, we're not on any affiliate scheme for that. We don't get anything for it. That's a new way that's coming to market. A great app that's in the App Store, and it's the desktop app there as well that you can check out, and that will allow you to sort of use that type of technology. Super competitive, pretty awesome, and I'd love your thoughts. So if you can leave us a comment below, how beneficial do you think that using video interviewing would be for your business? Is it right for that role? Does it not work for the type of jobs that you recruit for? Certainly would help if you're working with contractors as well, for that culture fit, especially if they're going to be at touch points with your customers. So I'd love to know, do you think that using the video strategy would help shortcut the risks and the lottery about your recruitment, and also whether or not you think people would do video references from people? I don't know if they would or they wouldn't, but it's about pushing the boundaries, moving forward. So leave us a comment below. Let's jump on this. Let's see if this is something relevant. And if you're already using video interviews, give us your feedback. Let us know if it's working for you, if the percentages of success are higher, it's neutral, or it's actually gone backwards and you've lost candidates as a result. It's something that we're trying out on, really working hard on that side to sort of try it and test it on key positions. And I'd love your feedback. So as always, thanks for tuning in. Continue with your growth engine development. As always, go do the hustle, go make it happen, and we'll catch up with you on another Growth Engine Daily real soon.